Friends, how are you doing? What a day in the market, what a day in policies, political stuff. So right now, Trump and Elon, their friendship has been broken in half. Friendship rings are lost at this point. So we'll see how this plays out from here. Listen, I think a lot of us probably, suspected this was going to eventually happen. I just didn't think it was going to happen so soon, but it has definitely happened faster than we thought. You get two big personalities, two very powerful guys, and it has happened. So we'll see if they clean this up. Obviously, they are arguing in front of everyone in the market today. The market did not like this a little bit. I think this is why we saw some trouble in the market today. But yeah, we'll see how this cleans up. If it does clean up, I don't know. It's a very interesting world we live in right now. So let's dig into what's going on with these stocks, with the market right now, and thank you so much for being here. Listen to me yap my gums. So first off, talking about SoFi, great day in SoFi. I pretty much was saying this, I think 2 days ago. I made a video. I was like, hey, I think SoFi is about to swing up into a $14 position. Well, that just happened here. But later in the day, obviously, we saw sell-off come here when a lot of this Trump-Elon news started to break more with the situation that was already brewing. Then today, Trump had a press, like an Oval Office interview about it, and he pretty much said what it was. Then Elon released a tweet or two, and it pretty much, oh boy. So now this is the situation of what we're seeing right now. So, and the market went, what? So it's a weird situation that it would disrupt the market, but time-wise, that it's all making sense what's going on here. So SoFi today was having a run. It looked like it was climbing for a $15 position, and like the rest of the market, it kind of just hit this little turbulence right here, and we just started to see sell-off. So all in all, good day with the market. This is the thing with SoFi. I think SoFi is undoubtedly going to stay in this pocket of 13 to try and get to this $15 position if it can make it back here. This has kind of been the new news with SoFi, with what's going on here. I don't want to talk about it too much because I just gave like a long speech on SoFi, why I believe in it and it will do well into the future. But obviously, SoFi undoubtedly is going to be a stock that you're going to have a lot of patience with. It's just it's not as exciting as a lot of other companies and opportunities right now, and the movement is not as aggressive as some of these other stocks out here. So all in all, SoFi, great company, great revenue, great futures, great everything. CEO, I mean, I can't say enough about it. But if you're looking for SoFi, what it's going to do next. Obviously today the high was 14.31 here, and we sold off today back into the mid 13s here, still even after hours, just playing around here. So I suspect that SoFi is in the beginning of this new walk up here, trying to get to a $15 position. Listen, if SoFi can get to $15 here, at least even 14 in some middle ground there, 14.40, 14.60, I think that's going to be fantastic for it. And obviously 15, anything above that is going to be very, cherry on top of the cake here with what it has right now, because it's been a struggle for SoFi to hold anywhere from a $15 to $17 and some change position here, what we've seen just in the past 5 months. So undoubtedly, I don't see SoFi selling off to $10 to $12 is going to be hard at this point. There's going to have to be some very big drama in the market, even more than what we saw today. I just say all that to clarify, like, yes, I'm still very much in SoFi. I still love SoFi. But I know there is, even when I talked about it like 2 days ago, I had a lot of comments that were just like, you know what, I like it, but it's just, there's greener grass other places, and I'm going to go over there for right now. So I get everyone's opinion, good, bad, about SoFi, but if it's a long-term play for you, it's going to do well. It's going to do well, and I think by the end of this year, as long as SoFi keeps bringing in these great quarterlies with extreme revenue growth, people opening accounts with them, and then progressing their company, offshoots of where they're going, it's going to continue to do well here for a lot of us. So, the hope, if SoFi ends the year here at $20-25, I think we're going to be happy as a pig in mud here. That's going to be a great investment by the end of the year. All right, let's talk about Big Bear. Let's talk about Big Bear here. So, obviously, Big Bear was trying to run today, and I think if you've been following me here with what's going on with Big Bear, I think we are trying to get into a fourth climb here, a fourth climb. Now, that fourth climb is going to be somewhere in the run of 480 to 460. Now, obviously, pre-market today, Big Bear was doing better. We were having better numbers. We were playing around this $4, 410, 4.5 position, and then when the market, it pretty much followed suit with the market today until we hit this news started to break here today, and with the rest of the market and stocks here, especially the AI stocks, it just started to lose steam and sell off here. So I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I bought a little more Big Bear today. Now, obviously, let me say that I bought a whole new position of Big Bear today with another account. I bought it. I think I bought it like a 383. I think today I caught it at, and I'm okay with that because I believe that we're at least going to get back to 450 here, especially next week when this lawsuit situation ends. So this has been the progression of Big Bear, this teeter-totter situation, and we've been making so much money back and forth off it, buying the lows, selling the highs, buying the lows, selling the highs. But with that too, I think the comfort in that conversation right now is that Big Bear obviously has this very strong staircase that it's made here. So, the cracking point for the bottom right now is around 360. 360 is a problem. If we get around 360 to 350, that's where I get like, we got a lot of ground to make back up. 370 about where we're at right now, that's okay. Even after hours here, Big Bear's trailed back up into the 380s. So that's great, we can live with that, that's fine. So if you look at, especially here, if you look at this second climb here, the two that's in purple, you can see that there was a lot of time, a lot of structure in that right there. Now, obviously, there's a big swing up, just like the third climb here. You got the second climb, third climb. So you see this high point. You see Big Bear go, okay, we're going to touch this new price point. Okay, we're going to touch 420. Okay, we touch 420. We're going to sell back down, and we're going to go into the middle three and some change here, 350. Then we start getting into climb number 3 here. Then now we're at 450 and some change. Okay, great. Now we're just the past 2 weeks here, we're going in this decline, but we're still hitting some nice numbers here too, with this low 4 position, and then trailing back off into a high $3 position. Now we're back into this little, which what we're in right now may be a fake little climb. It may be just some middle rib cages here for what's coming for the next big climb, which will be somewhere around 480 to 460, I believe here, which will be a new high here as of late with this ginormous climb we're seeing here with 1, 2, 3, and 4 is going to really take place here somewhere here, maybe tomorrow, but I think more realistically next week when this news ends here with this lawsuit. And listen, this isn't me like trying to shine light on this lawsuit situation. If you've heard me talk, it's ridiculous. It's over and done. Investors don't care. People don't care. So, I am curious to see how this is going to play out. This is it's still a very healthy and strong sell-off. When the sell-off is happening, we're having major pushback. So even today, with the sell-off that came, I saw major pushback in with the pricing, and just trying to get a feel for what people are thinking here. I'm reading chat rooms, what people are doing. I'm getting comments constantly, and I know a lot of people bought back in today at the 370s, 380s. People were buying in with Big Bear today. So I did because I'm very curious that there's going to be a huge opportunity for a swing trade here in the next, 5 days here, possibly with what's happening with Big Bear. So listen, that's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you any way to do what I'm doing. This is me. So if this doesn't work out, don't get mad at the messenger boy here. But for me, I am suspicious that we are going into a fourth climb. I don't think we've found it yet. I just think we are searching for it. Big Bear is trying right now to, and it could have happened today, honestly, if this stuff did not happen with the market. It's just like this news broke, and then like I was was literally watching Elon and Trump go back and forth, and I was watching like tech stocks, especially just like, I was like, wow, oh God, and they kept talking like, oh God. So we were getting close, and then this is the world we live in. It's crazy. So friends, I'm still very positive and optimistic that Big Bear is going to do better here later especially see how it recovers tomorrow. If we make it back in the $4 range tomorrow, we're good. I'm totally happy here. But the main thing is I just don't want to see it bleed back down to 350, 360. 360, I can live with. 350, it's going to take a lot of room. It's going to take a lot of volume, a lot of cash to get back into, a $4 position from there. So tomorrow, I suspect with all the buying that has come in today and the rebound after hours here, that Big Bear should climb back into a $4 position tomorrow. Now, will we make it to 460, 450 even tomorrow? I don't know. We're not going to know that until pre-market and see how well things are moving in the market. With this weird situation that's happening right now, I don't know how this is going to affect the market tomorrow. Like, I don't know. This is weird. Like, I don't know. Listen, like, I swear I've been saying this for 6 months now, but this is like, we as investors, we are dealing with stuff that investors have never dealt with. I mean, the stock market right now is so manipulated just by a few people in this world right now, in situations that we're just dealing with stuff that our grandfathers have never dealt with, grandfathers have never dealt with in the stock market. And obviously we're doing things a lot different here than they've done. So, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm curious, but I'm still optimistic that Big Bear is looking for this fourth climb here, for this fourth staircase. I feel like it's trying, because one thing that's for certain, when we have a new high, which that new high would be 3 there, that third climb, we're gonna have a big fall here. And if you look what happened after 3, it's very telling that this is kind of taking place, trying to move into a high $4 position. So we'll see what happens, my friends. Now, Palantir, I mean, you want to talk about an easy swing trade here. Palantir today, and obviously Palantir took a huge hit today, 100%. So Palantir took one of the biggest hits today. And the reason why this happened is because obviously Elon, Alex Karp have a friendship, okay? They partnership, everything, and it's very obvious. But as of right now, like, that is not interrupting. That is in no way, shape, or form interrupting the contracts with Palantir, anything like that. It's quite the opposite right now. So Palantir here obviously was at this 130 level today. I mean, even Tesla stock today just took a massive dump. So if you're looking to get into Tesla, I mean, today is your day. Today, Palantir, though, sold off, I mean, just a huge drop, but still, I still think that Palantir obviously is in a very safe zone. I mean, all the contracts that, Trump said himself that he's still, far as we know, Palantir is going to be working for the government even more. All these new contracts, NATO contract, Palantir still very much in a safe realm here. And I think what's more than likely is going to happen here, if we don't see a little more kickback, maybe to 115, 118, Palantir undoubtedly is going to shoot back up here, because what are people going to do? People today are going to go, oh my God, okay, I'm going to swing trade this. I'm going to buy in to Palantir a little bit more. And from this, we could see Palantir move right back into 130 before we know it, and maybe chomp on some new ground here into 135. So, I'm friends, I think probably, I'm very much into buy the drama, sell the news. And I think today was the drama. And when the news comes out more about this, when more people are talking about it, that it's maybe not as a big deal as we think it is, we will be reaping the reward from this when, these stocks kind of, find new ground or find their old ground of price where they were. So, yeah, I think obviously we're still in a very good place here with these stocks. I mean, these companies are still they're doing what they were doing yesterday. Okay, nothing really has changed with these. I think the biggest one that might take a minute to rebound here is probably Tesla, but obviously Tesla is going to continue to do great things here with everything that's attached to Tesla. I'm not talking about Tesla because there's so much to talk about there, but remain optimistic, remain steadfast and positive that this will work out with these stocks. Big Bear obviously still very much a wild card, but I very much am in this mind zone and looking at this, following these breadcrumbs that Big Bear is trying to get into a $5 position. Just one of the big issues right now, every time we get very close to getting into a $5 position, something dramatic happens in the market. So Big Bear's, it's got support. People want to push it. It's just the market keeps having these monkey wrenches thrown into it, and this is what we're dealing with. Friends, take care of yourself. I will talk to you soon. Let's finish out this week in the market and see what we can get. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.